Tony, check it out. The X-Men box is here.
You know, I've been meaning to get this off my chest for a long time now. The X-Men name is severely outdated. I think it should be the X-Persons. You know, because X-Men, like they all gotta be men, is completely sexualist. And I may add,
Tony, it's okay. The X-Men is kind of a cool name. It's old school. It's got a lot of tradition, you know?
Don't interrupt the man when he's talking, woman! As I was saying, before I was so rudely interrupted by this female, it should be the X-Persons. Like if I made a suit for my little friend here, I would call it the Iron Girl suit. Because calling it Iron Man would be sexiest. You know what I mean? Like, it's time we all just stopped with this awful culture of talking down to the ladies. Got it?
Hey, what's up, Funkheads? I'm going to start out by saying that this isn't going to be just a reveal of these items. When I do an unboxing of the Marvel Collector Corps or the Legion of Collectors, well, I guess there's no more Legion of Collectors, but when there was, or the Smuggler's Bounty, it's more of a review. I'll go through each item, show you close-ups of it, give you my thoughts about it, good and bad, and at the very end of the video, I'll give you my overall opinion about the box, whether I think it was worth it, and a rating from 1 to 10. This has got to be the smallest one of these boxes. And yeah, now they're through Amazon instead of Funko directly. So the boxes are a little different. I've been kind of disappointed with them. The last one I really hated. If you like the videos where I'm basically talking a lot of shit, watch the last Marvel Collector Corps review I did for the Marvel 10-year box. I'm hoping this one is better because I love the X-Men. They were my favorite heroes as a kid. The movies are okay. Some of them really, really good, like Days of Future Past. And some of them really, really bad, like some of those Wolverine movies. The last X-Men box was just okay. I wasn't a big fan of the Wolverine pop ride on his motorcycle. It just wasn't what I wanted out of an X-Men box, especially because we already had so many Wolverines. The Mystique rock candy was alright, and I can't even remember the other items. Alright, so this is how it comes packaged. Now that you see that, let's take a closer look at these items. So we get a pop pen, and of course, you know, it's Wolverine, you know, it's an X-Men box, so you know they're going to have Wolverine in there. I don't really think they have the guts to put something out that's called X-Men without having Wolverine in there. That said, it does look pretty cool because this is a very, very small figure on top of this pen. And it's got some pretty decent detail. The claws look a little short and stubby, but, you know, it is very, very tiny. And yeah, these pens aren't like the best quality. It's kind of a cheap pen, but yeah, the whole fun of it is having the topper on there. I wish it was a bobblehead, you know, because when you're writing, it would be funny if that bounced around. But yeah, not a bad item, not something I would go out and buy. We also get a simple little notebook. Again, it's not something I would buy, but it makes sense to get the little notebook because they give you a pen. And it's got the Xavier School of Gifted Youngsters on the front. And yeah, you know, if you're in school, you're going to use a notebook. But yeah, I'll probably end up using this for work or something because I do need to take notes a lot at work. And, you know, I work outdoors, so I can't have a computer next to me to take notes. So this is not a bad thing. Yeah, soft cover, put in the pocket. Not bad. Now these have always been polarizing items, you know. Some people love the socks, some people hate the socks. I tend to be somebody that loves the socks, although these ones are especially weird. You know, there's these little toe socks, but they're actually very thick and very, very soft. And it's been really cold around here lately. Even though, yeah, I live in California, but even, I mean, for California, it's cold. Maybe if you live like in Maine or something, this is not cold for you the way it's been here. But These are actually kind of nice for around the house. I've never really worn socks with little toes in them. And if they don't fit me, I'll give them to somebody. But they're actually surprisingly thick and soft. And yeah, they're barely branded. I would have liked, something more significant than this. It really should have been maybe like the red and the yellow X logo. Maybe even a little patch. Especially for how thick these are. I think that would have been a lot nicer. Because these are just thick, comfy toe socks that they slap this little X on. I mean, I think if these weren't even in the X-Men box, I don't know if I'd immediately connect that to the X-Men. If it was red and yellow, I would. But this little black one, not so much. We also get a Rock Candy figure. I'm not sure if I've talked about it on my channel before, but I started out collecting some of the Rock Candy figures because I did like the way they looked. I liked the packaging. I liked the idea of it. But halfway through, they decided to change the packaging up to have it be a little smaller. And they added this tab to the back, so I guess they can hang them on pegs at stores because I guess that's a really important thing to be able to hang some of these up. I've never imagined these being big sellers. And yeah, like especially for things that are supposed to be collector's items, I don't know if it's a good idea to add this to it because, they're going to get screwed up. And a lot of people are out-of-box collectors, but the people that I've met in the Funko community, almost all of them are in-box collectors. And there's a reason that Funko puts these big windows on the front of their collectibles because they know that most people keep them in box, even though they like to advertise the box is just protection, take them out of the box, blah, 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 blah. Most people do keep them in the box. So I thought this was a very, very poor choice for maybe one of the non-pop Funko lines that actually I think might have taken off because the Dorbs really didn't. As you can see, they make a lot less Dorbs now. Thank God they don't put those in these boxes anymore. And none of the other lines really have taken off. I thought these ones were the ones that maybe took off a little bit more, and then they decided to do that. I thought it was very strange. It kind of turned me off from collecting them because now half of my Rock Candies kind of don't match the other ones. That's a very nitpicky thing, but for me it's important that they all kind of match. Like, imagine if halfway through you collecting Pops, they decided to make the Pop boxes a little smaller and add this tab on the back. It would be really, really stupid, right? And I feel that would annoy most people, like it did with these. That all said, enough of that. Really stupidly, Funko decided to put this in a box that it was too small for. So I'm pretty sure every single person that got this box, this is going to be crushed, because it had to be bent like this to fit in the box. So it's immediately non-mint, right? So I guess this is going to be... Alright, so my camera died there, but what I was saying is that I guess this is going to be an out-of-the-box item for everybody because there's just no way that this fits inside of that box without it being bent in like this. Pretty dumb. Not sure what they were thinking, but yeah, let's take a closer look. And yeah, Dark Phoenix looks pretty great. Look at that sash. Sculpted really well. Flows really well. I love those translucent pieces for the fire. I love the way her hair looks. The white eyes look great. Just a well-designed figure. That's why, it's a shame that Funko decided to switch up the packaging for the Rock Candy figures because I really do like them. And yeah, she looks really good. Obviously, she's not going to stand on her own. Yeah, she doesn't. But comes with a stand. Yeah, she looks really, really good. And here's the most important item in the box, the Funko Pop, and it's Angel, one of the original X-Men, which I like that they made one of the original X-Men. But they had already made, I guess according to who you ask, arguably the better version of Angel, which is Archangel with the metal wings and the pink and blue suit when he was one of the Four Horsemen of Apocalypse. Very cool character, very cool version of him. This whole line was pretty cool. I like that they kind of stuck with the old school Pop style, but also added some nice detail and made the The female body's a little bit more feminine. I like how they did that with this line. And they designed him in a way that kind of fits in with that too. Like, he's got a little bit more detail. He's more, like, in more of an action pose, but he's still got a little bit of chunkier, old school pop body. Simple design. Let's take him out to take a closer look. One more thing I want to mention is that this is not a traditional plastic insert for this pop. Most of the pops have it kind of open in the front, but this one has one where it looks like the insert for the 6-inch pops. Maybe because it's inside these boxes, it's going to be fulfilled by Amazon, might bounce around a lot, and they wanted to avoid him falling out of the plastic insert. And here's Angel out of the box, and I gotta say, the sculpt is very nice. I like that pose he's in. I like the way the wings look. Where it kind of fails is this paint job. Like, if you're going to have contrasting colors like yellow and red, that paint job has got to be pretty smooth and crisp. And look at all that yellow bleeding into the red and the red bleeding into the yellow. A very old school looking hairline. Very, very sloppy, very noticeable. It's also got the same problem right here on his face mask. A lot of the face paint going onto the face mask. Looks pretty bad because it's on the head. The body is painted well, though. Those lines are cleaner. Yeah, this just reminds me of old school Funko, where they get the smaller details on the body just right, but the head is pretty sloppy. So I guess if you're an old school Funko purist, there you go. This one's for you. He doesn't stand, so he does come with a stand that you plug in to his back here. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, sculpt is nice, paint job not so nice, but from a little bit of a distance you don't notice it as much, but yeah, that yellow and red are pretty sloppy. Alright, so what do I think about the second X-Men Marvel Collector Corps box? I gotta say, I'm a little bit underwhelmed. I like the pop. If the pop was released in just a regular series, I would go out of my way to buy it because I love the X-Men. So I like the pop. That's the most important part. Would I buy anything else from this box? If I just saw it on the shelf? No, I wouldn't. Maybe the Dark Phoenix if she was in the old school rock candy boxes, but I wouldn't anything else. Is that worth $30? To me, no. And maybe the Angel Pop will reach $30 someday. A lot of the Collector Corps pops really don't go up in value that much. Very, 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 very rarely will they go up in value enough to break even with what you paid for the box. Honestly, what I would have preferred to see in this box is a new X-Men. They've made Dark Phoenix before in pop form. Wolverine they made before. Angel, I don't think when people are thinking about, damn, I wish Funko would make so-and-so X-Men, the original Angel is very high on that list. I mean, he may be some people's favorite, but I don't think he was the one that people wanted. I would have really liked a Jubilee with some translucent effects for her power in her hands. That would have been amazing. A Dazzler would have been amazing. Spiral, a 6-inch Mojo, a 6-inch Sentinel, Omega Red, Nightcrawler, Bishop, just something new. But with Valentine's Day coming up, they could have just put Rogue and Gambit in here in separate pop boxes, and the filler item could have been a piece of turd, and people would have still been happy. I think everybody that's an X-Men fan, or just a Marvel fan in general, want to have a Rogue and Gambit. It was the perfect opportunity for them to do it, especially because a lot of people have been disappointed with the Marvel boxes. They could have hit a real home run putting Rogue and Gambit in here. And a Wolverine pen if you must, or some socks, or whatever. That's what I would have really, really wanted. Some of these items aren't bad. Somebody I know is going to wear those socks. They're not really going to care that they're X-Men socks. They're just going to be like, okay, thanks for the socks. The pen I'm going to give to some little kid. The pop I'll put in my collection. Rock candy I'll probably give away as well. And the notebook is kind of like a little disposable thing for me to write on and eventually just kind of toss away. On a scale from 1 to 10, I give the Marvel Collector Corps X-Men box a 3 out of 10. And that's just because of the pop. The fact that the rock candy packaging is so ridiculously mangled is kind of unforgivable. The rest of the items are forgettable. So it's a 3 out of 10 for me. Alright guys, let me know in the comments below what you thought about this box. If you're going to get the next one, which is Captain Marvel themed, I think I'm still going to get it because I'm a glutton for punishment. And I don't have a Captain Marvel yet and I really feel like it's going to be just another version of Captain Marvel in there, so I'm going to stick with it. Hopefully they can improve, but I don't have my hopes up. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you thought about this, if you're going to get the next box, what your rating would be, or anything else you'd like to say. Thanks for watching and take it easy.